Welcome back to Carving Fairways, where we explore Kaposia in South St. Paul, Minnesota. Established in 1990, Kaposia has been a staple in the region for over 3 decades. Known for its challenging layout, the course offers a mix of open and wooded holes, elevation changes, and a variety of shot requirements. In addition to the exceptional disc golf experience, Kaposia is home to the Flight Deck, a new disc golf shop located on site. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a newcomer to the sport, Kaposia promises an unforgettable disc golf experience. Join us as we explore this historic and beloved course. Welcome to Hole 1. This 293-foot par 3 presents a subtle challenge right from the start. The fairway extends over a small ridge and ends on a fast green nestled in the trees. Forehand throwers, be cautious. An aggressive skip might land you in the deep woods to the right. Backhand throwers should manage their power carefully to avoid the trees on the right. Focus on control and accuracy to avoid trouble. Hole 2 features a 280-foot par 3 with a mando forcing you right. A single tree stands directly in line with the basket, forcing a right to left shot that can nestle into a flat green. Too much power can cause your disc to skip back towards hole 1, while too little will leave you on the hill before the basket. Hole 3 is a fun and challenging 270-foot par 3. With the tree on the right guarding an easy hyzer play, you're forced with a decision: a backhand turnover to set up on the rocky knoll, or a hyzer forehand to dunk directly into the basket. Don't let this short distance deceive you. This hole plays a bit further due to the uphill incline and a need for an alternate shot. Hole 4 presents 2 options: play it wide around the cluster of trees for safety, or shoot up the gut for a chance at a birdie. This 345-foot par 3 plays longer as it's uphill the entire way. Be mindful of the fast green, which can cause your disc to skip into the woods behind the basket. Hole 5 is our first double basket. The short plays as a par 3, but today we're checking out the long, a par 4 at 420 feet. Certainly within eagle range if you have a spicy backhand turnover. Otherwise, you're playing just over the ridge to set up a nice approach for a tap-in birdie. Next up is Hole 6, a par 3 at 220 feet. It presents an uphill climb with multiple gaps to attack. My favorite, the furthest left with a forehand, but the right 2 gaps with backhands are also viable. Aim to hit just before the basket on the uphill and slide up to stop right near the pin. Hole 7, a par 3 at 355 feet, is one of the harder holes on the course. It demands a tight line off the tee with little room for error. It's tricky to birdie unless you have a flip-up shot in your bag. Aiming for a consistent shot up the first hill, then approach for a tap-in par. Walking away with a par on this hole is an achievement to smile about. Hole 8 is a par 3 at 315 feet. Target that largest tree at about 11 o'clock off the tee box. A disc that fades just at the end of your flight will land you within the circle. A miscalculation can send you into a thick woods on either side, so make sure to play this one tight. Hole 9 is a par 3 at 350 feet with multiple basket locations. Today we're looking at the short and left position. Aim to land just beyond the 2 trees on the left, and then I'll set you up for a birdie. Nothing too tricky, just stay out of the tall grass and you'll find yourself walking away smiling. Hole 10 is a par 3 at 185 feet, but that shouldn't fool you. It's aceable, birdieable, and bogeyable. The smattering of trees along the approach can quickly punish you if your angle control isn't perfect. Work hard to keep it straight and place it under the basket for a nice birdie. Hole 11 is a par 3 at 384 feet. It's a tester unless you have the mighty forehand. With a forehand you can flex your way to victory, but that backhand, however, requires utilizing some ground play to make sure the straight shot will work its magic and scoot up directly to the green. Hole 12, a par 4 at 490 feet is certainly gettable. It requires you to navigate your way to the center of the field with your initial shot. Charge up that disc and blast a backhand straight, aiming for the telephone pole and landing in the middle of this field. This sets up a nice and easy approach. Be mindful, however, of the small pond behind the basket, as you don't want your approach to find the OB. Hole 13, known as Field Goal, is a par 3 at 293 feet. It's a straight shot for the bowl, but you also have a left lane for the forehand and a right for the backhand. Pick your shot and commit to the line. While technical, this hole can certainly reward a great throw. Hole 14, a par 3 at 231 feet. This one always feels short but plays slightly longer due to the initial uphill next to the tee box. You have some leniency to power up with a good backstop behind the basket, but the green can punish an approach and quickly add a bogey to your scorecard. Hole 15, a par 3 at 390 feet, presents quite the challenge. With a Soul Guardian tree directly off the box, you need to navigate past it and land somewhere in the middle to get close to a par. Playing closer to par 4 for the majority of players, this hole demands a well-placed shot followed by a tactful approach to tap in for the par. Hole 16, a par 3 at 354 feet, greets you with an alley of trees that bends slightly to the left. Playing too close to the corner of the left side can kick you to the right into trouble. Navigate the initial path, then work your way past the smattering of trees before a tricky green that can send discs rolling away, forcing you into a highlight putt to save par. Hole 17 is a short but sweet par 3 at 244 feet. You have a nice narrow strip to the basket, but be careful of those backhands as there's a very steep hill to the left. Navigate straight and set yourself up for a nice easy birdie. Hole 18 is another par 3 at 244 feet, but this time downhill, playing closer to 200. This beautiful hole features a handful of trees directly over your flight path, creating a picturesque canopy as you throw down the middle. Aim to land just short of the pin and skid up to the basket for your birdie. Hole 19 has two different basket locations. This one is normally reserved for tournament play, so let's take a peek. At 468 feet, this par 4 takes 2 shots to put you there. With your first, you want to aim towards the light post and finish up the hill if possible. Afterwards, you'll have a tricky shot up towards the top of the hill where a gallery normally awaits your finish. Stay clear of the road to avoid landing in OB and ring up that putt. The normal hole 19 is a par 4 at 422 feet. Start by again aiming down the middle, landing just past the light post, far up the hill as you can manage. From there, we navigate through a tunnel to work your magic, aiming to sit directly on the hill. Try finishing with an exciting birdie that sits directly next to the road. Hole 20 is a par 3 at 170 feet. Get a nice disc to skid up the hill so that you can tap in and finish your round with a birdie. Be mindful of the OB directly behind the basket. Thanks for joining us for this tour of Kaposia Park in South St. Paul, Minnesota. We hope you've enjoyed exploring this course with us and picked up some tips to improve your game. Whether you're aiming for birdies or just looking to enjoy a day out on the fairways, Kaposia Park offers a challenging and rewarding disc golf experience. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Carving Fairways for this course tour, tips, and disc golf content. See you next time, and keep ripping.